Hello, and thank you very much for joining me again today, 7 January 2020. And information has come to me that Mary Chiwenga actually bought two houses. And these houses were bought, the first one I showed you today, the one in Waterkloof. And then there was another house which was bought in Bynston. And this house was bought under the name of General Chiwenga. What I don't know is, does General Chiwenga know about this house? And strange enough, my sources say that this house was bought by Frank Buyanga. I think you know Frank Buyanga. He's a very prominent business person in Zimbabwe. So my sources say this house was bought for Mary Chiwenga with the help of Frank Buyanga. And so you might want to know what is the connection between Frank Buyanga and Mary Chiwenga. And these guys provided me with more information. What they said is that Mary Chiwenga and Frank Buyanga are not in love. Like most people were speculating a few weeks back that there was a baby who was being held when Buyanga went with Chiwenga on some cruise. So that was not a love affair. What this guy says is that Frank, when he's externalizing money from Zimbabwe, he was getting assistance from Mary Chiwenga. So apparently, and according to the information that they gave me, Frank Buyanga has got a lot of businesses in Mauritius, and Mary Chiwenga would facilitate for the movement of that money from Zimbabwe to Mauritius. So these are very serious allegations that these guys are making. So we'll soon see some of this stuff if there is evidence coming out in court papers. I talked to the lawyers of Frank Buyanga. I asked them about this information. Did Mary Chiwenga get assistance to buy a house in Bynston? And the answer they gave me was that they've already answered the media. There is no substance to these allegations. Then you might want to know how Frank Buyanga is connected to Ken Mubaiwa, the father of Mary Chiwenga. So what this guy says is that the connection between the two is they've got a business dealing in terms of cars. So you know that Ken Mubaiwa has got a car dealership and an auction house. So Frank Buyanga collects cars. He buys lots of cars, he imports lots of cars into Zimbabwe. So apparently the two have a relationship to do with the import and export of cars. There's also a relationship there. They also have other business dealings. And they say to me, my sources, that at one point Frank Buyanga and Ken Mubaiwa went and met in Victoria Falls to avoid attention in Harare. As for Ginimbi, Genius Kadungure is also now in trouble because his dealings have been frozen by the fight between Mary Chiwenga and General Chiwenga. So apparently the mother of Genius Kadungure used to work at the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe, and she was involved in taking out money. You know, when they do the black market, she was involved in those dealings. And then she has left the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe. She's now at Potras, where she's a board member. And all these people, they're in trouble right now because of the fight between Mary Chiwenga and General Chiwenga. But today, let's look at the issue of the house. This house that was bought, did General Chiwenga know that the house was bought in his name? What was the plan in buying the house in the name of General Chiwenga? It's a very interesting situation that is developing. And why is Frank Buyanga denying any involvement in this transaction? If the house was bought, obviously the records are there for everyone to see. Why would he deny that he bought a house on behalf of Mary Chiwenga in the name of General Chiwenga? And if General Chiwenga did not know about this house, what is going to happen? So these are very, very interesting questions. But what I want to do is I want to actually go in the neighborhood and we shoot the area. Let's see what kind of houses in that area, and then you can answer these questions. I'll create a future episode where I have more information and we provide more answers. So, as I said, there is more, and I'm going to be giving you more information about other people that are affected by this fight between Mary Chiwenga and General Chiwenga, and also how Ken Mbayiwa is involved in this whole matter. Right, thank you very much, and now let's go and see the house. I'm just driving towards the area where the house is. I've been told General Chiwenga has been bought a house here, most likely without his knowledge, and this house was bought allegedly by Frank Buyanga on behalf of Mary Chiwenga. So this is the information that I received, and now I'm just driving to the area here. This is the old Kwese building. These guys have closed. They have closed their media house, Kwese TV. So you can see that this is an older area. The houses here are a bit old. It's not very new, but this is still an expensive area. The houses here are quite expensive. There's a new shopping mall here. They just built here. But you can see that it's not an exclusive area. It's almost like a public. So let's look here. Right, look at this. This is the area, and the houses here are not very expensive, but they're big. They're also just as big. This is the neighborhood, similar to the houses we're looking at. Okay, so these are the kind of houses which are here in this area. Almost like flats. That's what you get here. Right, so mostly here what you're going to see are houses like this. Very tight houses. The complexes are very tight, very small. They're not big houses, but still very nice. Still approximately 3 to 4 million. There's nothing here that you're going to find that is below 3 to 4 million. So this is the general look of this area where Mary is alleged to have bought another house. Right, so you can see this is the area. Unfortunately, I won't be able to go inside this area where the house is, because obviously it's a protected area. There's boom gates, there's security, but you get the point. She bought in an area where it costs almost the same. So check out, they close out here. You cannot go in there. This is the area. You cannot go in just without appointment, without knowing anyone inside. So basically, this is where Mary has bought a house, in this area. These houses here are also exclusive. The streets are closed out. Let's go to the right. So check out. Very nice area. You can barely see the houses in this area when you're driving on the street. The walls are so high. And as usual, you're going to see the security. You're going to see the gardeners. That's the kind of area where we are now. Also, the house here will cost you at least 4 to 5 million. So the question is, did Mary get more money out to buy these houses from CBZ? How did that money come out? How was Frank Buyanga involved? And how did this house end up being registered in the name of General Chiwenga? Or is it? Right, so I'm going to sign out. I'm not going to keep doing this, taking the videos of these streets. You get my point. This is how it looks like here. This is where Mary Chiwenga bought a house, allegedly, the second house, for herself, and then registered the house in the name of General Chiwenga, and that house somehow connected to Frank Buyanga. I'm sure we can find it. We can find the actual house if we want, but it's not worth it. It's not necessary. That is not the point. Right, thank you very much for watching, and we'll be bringing you more information as time goes on, as this case develops.